More than 6.6 million students receive special education from public schools across America. For most of these students, the public school they are assigned to works great. But what if they need another option, or more intensive services than those offered by their public school? The Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, also known as IDEA, was enacted in 1975. And one clear goal of IDEA is to ensure that every student with special needs has access to a free, appropriate public education, or FAPE, tailored to meet his or her individual needs. This comes in the form of an Individualized Education Program, or an IEP, which is a legal document that describes the student's strengths and weaknesses, educational goals, and the services the school will provide to meet those goals. In other words, IDEA provides a process for students with disabilities to have the same opportunities afforded to all students. The IEP is developed by a group consisting of the child's parent, teachers, and other public school officials. But ultimately, school officials have final say over what is in a child's IEP, including the services the child will receive. If parents and school officials cannot agree on an IEP, parents have two options. The first option is to appeal the decision via IDEA's due process procedures and navigate potentially lengthy legal proceedings while their child remains in their current placement. A second option is to enroll the child in a private school without consent of the school district and then sue the district for reimbursement. If parents choose to do this, they must pay the tuition out of pocket with no guarantee of reimbursement. So, this option is typically limited to wealthier families. Some states offer additional options for students with special needs by providing private school tuition scholarships or customizable scholarship accounts for families to direct their children's education funding to the non-public options of their choice. These education choice programs provide an avenue for families to seek funding needed to place their child in a non-public school they have identified as a better fit. These programs also allow families to avoid the high-risk, tumultuous, and lengthy IDEA due process proceedings. There are more than 20 private education choice programs in more than a dozen states that serve students with special needs. The average scholarship amount for these students is more than $8,000. Over 70,000 students with special needs participate in private education choice programs to meet their learning needs. The purpose of these programs is not to compete with public schools. They simply broaden the number of options available to families, all with voluntary participation. To learn more about education choice and how choice programs serve students with special needs, visit the Opportunity Learning Hub.